Hi, in today's video I want to show you a couple of tips about how I maintain my six-pack all year around. My six-pack has been like this for around 2 to 3 years. Exactly like this. I hadn't gained any weight over winter or over any season of my life. And these are the three or four tips that help me do that. So the first one is following a simple diet. And how I mean it, eat literally only 10 things. And try to eat the things that are the ingredient on its own. So eat 10 ingredients. What I mean by eating a food that is an ingredient on its own is, let's say, eggs. Eggs is an ingredient. Meat is an ingredient. Let's say apple. Apple is also an ingredient. A donut from the store, that's processed. This is not an ingredient on its own. So cut this out. So now you know what things you should eat and what you shouldn't eat. And mine looks something like this, like beef, chicken, pork, eggs, avocados, some fruits, let's say 2 slots for fruits, rice, potatoes, and let's say honey. Maybe I have a couple of more, but I try to follow this as strictly as possible. If you want to go really hard on this, just go for a keto or carnivore diet. Keto is essentially you limit carbs because carbs makes you bloated and also makes you kind of stupid when you try to focus. And carnivore is just eating meat, just beef, chicken, pork. And maybe you can have a less extreme version of the carnivore diet and add eggs. If you really want to go hard on these, just pick these four. And then the next tip, try to eat as less as possible. I don't mean by this the thing that, oh, if you are hungry, don't eat. No, I mean it that eat as less times in the day as possible. Eat as less meals as possible. So, what I consider a meal, one meal is literally one slice of apple. One meal is also one bite of a protein bar. One meal is also a sip of a drink that is not water. Everything that I consider a meal, it's something that starts your digestive system. And you should try to start the digestive system as little times during the day as possible. So literally eat 3 times a day. Because you can maybe say that I eat 3 times a day. But no, I can tell you eat like 10 times if you don't have a six pack already. Or if you are struggling to maintain one. So cut out the snacks. If you want to have a snack, let's say a piece of chocolate, I eat a piece of chocolate, but dark chocolate, 95%, almost every single day because that's like the snack that I like. I don't eat it like I have a meal, I wait 2 hours, and then when I get the feeling like, oh, I want the chocolate, I eat it, and then after 2 hours I eat another meal. No, I eat a meal, after 2 hours I get feeling that I want the chocolate, but I say, no, I'm going to have it in the next meal. So when you want to have a sweet, well, you shouldn't have a sweet, but maybe a piece of dark chocolate, eat your regular meal, wait 10 minutes max, and then eat your sweet. Or, yeah, a piece of chocolate. If you want a more in-depth explanation of this, like don't change what you eat, but change how you eat it, I made a video on this. You can check it out. It's in the description after you finish watching this one. And also another tip, this is probably the third tip, it's don't track your macros. It's completely useless. Most people that track their macros are completely unhealthy because they have this mindset that as long as it fits the app on their phone, they can eat whatever they want. They can eat a tub of ice cream, that they can eat that donut, they can drink that energy drink. But as long as it fits the calories, it's completely okay. Unless that you get your protein in, it's completely okay. No, bullshit. Because they only think that there is only one way to gain weight and to gain fat. It's by the calories. That calories in, calories out. That's what they say. No. If you eat 20 Snickers bars and then you go for a 100 kilometer run and you burn all of it, it doesn't mean that that's healthy. That doesn't sound that it is healthy. Because if you eat like a donut, it makes you gain weight in these other factors. Let's say, like it decreases your testosterone. If you eat something that is packaged in plastic and has weird seed oils and chemicals in it, it's going to increase your estrogen levels, which decreases your testosterone. And then you start developing like a woman. You start growing titties, like these ugly titties, and you start getting hip, like you start getting fat on your hips. That's like the opposite of having a strong six pack. And there is also a third way how you can gain fat. If you want to know what that is, I don't have enough time to explain it in this video, but the second link in the description is a video that don't track your macros, do this instead. Now let's get to the fourth tip. Now these three were about the diet, these two are going to be about physical activity, let's say. So one is sweating a lot, because when you sweat, not only you sweat out fat, but you also sweat out estrogens. You sweat out because when you eat a piece of donut that is packaged in plastic, you literally sweat out little pieces of plastic. You sweat out estrogens. And this is really, really important. I sweat a lot during the day. Now when it is summer, I sweat every day for around 2 hours, like complete sweating, 2 hours per day. And in the winter, try to sweat at least 3 times a week. This is like the bare minimum to be healthy. Then the next one. Have as much physical activity and as much sunlight also in the day as possible. In the winter, yeah, I know that there isn't that much sunlight, but I hear people like from the UK or where it's completely cloudy outside saying that, oh, there isn't much sun out there, that it's way better to just stay inside and not go outside because there is no sun. Like, huh? Like the sun is shining through the clouds. If it isn't pitch black, there is sunlight. So no excuses. Go outside, get your sunlight, sweat, do physical activity outside. Because most of you have only 2 hours of physical activity, when I have 6. And now we are like, oh, I still train hard, but I can't get a six pack. And then you blame it on your genetics. I don't have the best genetics. I wasn't starting with a six pack, obviously, so there is something to it. But how can I have 6 or 7 hours of physical activity per day when you have 2? It's because the 2 hours are working out, which probably you have. What do I do in those 4 hours of extra physical activity? I have a summer job business, which you probably might not have. You probably might not even have a garden. That's the unfortunate thing. Because I make money, I'm motivated to go outside and do the work and sweat. So if you have a village and you have a garden, literally go help your mother out in the garden. Get some sunlight, sweat. When your dad is like digging a hole to plant a tree, go and help him. Like get these extra hours of physical activity. It's way easier for me because I was like, I want to spend more time outside and I also want to make money. So I found a business model that allows me to do that. And now I leveled up this business and I make 20 bucks an hour. Don't want to brag, but this is the reality. So yeah, for the summary is eat as little amounts of time during the day as possible. Eat 3 times a day. If you want to have the snack, have it right after your meal. And the next one, eat the food that is the ingredient on its own. The third tip is that there is not only one way to gain fat, there are 3. The fourth one is sweat a lot because that all obviously burns fat and also gets rid of estrogenics. And then the fifth and the last one, find a way to spend more time outside. If you enjoyed this video, you can like and subscribe. And if you want more help from me, I have a one-to-one calisthenics coaching package. You can book a free sales call with me. It's the link in the channel description. Bye.